Alright my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today we're going to do a little video where I'm going to read some of these comments just in this one little thread after my last video. And I'm going to talk about that because a lot of the people in the community that kind of say that I don't respond to them or anything. So we're going to talk about this. And these are some of my biggest critics, but also some of the people in the comment section that comment a lot. So I mean, obviously they either care about this channel or they don't. A lot of them say that they're trying to help the channel and stuff like that. So let's look at the comments. Let's read these comments and let's answer them. And yeah, dude, I'm being 100% sincere right now, and I want to see, I want to see what you guys think about some of this stuff, because we obviously all as gamers have our own biases, our own preferences, our own opinions, and our own self, I guess how our self, we all will look at a product, we'll pay a price for a product, and then we will give our basic review on how that experience, was it worth it to us, And some of us, man, we got some very, very differing opinions sometimes, especially when it comes to PC gaming, PC features, and the price of these PC products. Now, like I said, I've never claimed to be an expert, ever. Never, not one time have I said I'm an expert. I can only give you guys my assessment on my experience from the products that I have purchased and the products that I currently use to give you that experience. So, first one is from Phoenix 6756. He says, as an AMD fan, I hate to admit our community has people like you rage baiting. Okay, so Phoenix, I'm not rage baiting. I've never, I mean, I have, but I'm not rage baiting right now. Okay. It's a simple thing across the board. Like, people come here, they tell me that I am a biased content creator. And for the most part, that is true. I do appreciate and admire the AMD experience significantly more than I ever have the Nvidia experience. That's my personal preference. That is my opinion. And that is what I see. So when I see other content creators like Digital Foundry utilizing an Nvidia GPU to do all of their testing about the upscalers from DLSS to FSR and XESS, all because because they're available all on that one GPU, I find that to be a little bit disingenuous to me, because my personal testing of this is why I haven't done an XESS review on any GPU, just due to the fact that I don't have an Intel card, and I don't think that I would get the Intel experience if I review that on an AMD card, or if I review that on an Nvidia card. Now, have I looked at it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Do I think it's better than FSR? It depends. I don't really I've never really cared about upscalers to a point where it's like, oh my gosh, like, I've just never cared. Like, I literally left consoles to get away from upscalers, but now here we are on the PC platform where upscalers are the talk of the town. That it seems like that is the only way we're going to get performance gains going forward, is through upscalers and AI and all of that stuff. So, am I rage baiting? I don't necessarily see it as that. I mean, to some extent, yes. Some of my titles are a little bit more out there, but in a sea of content where everybody's perception of AMD is it's just trash out the gate. You like 99%. I would say about 95% of the people that come, like the people that buy Nvidia literally probably believe AMD is absolute trash. And that was my first assessment of AMD when I first started this channel, and everybody was telling me that I need to go PC and that I need to get Nvidia. My first initial assessment of that was, oh my gosh, dude, AMD is freaking trash. So I just assumed that AMD was trash, and that like I bought a 3050 Ti laptop over a 6800 XT because the community told me AMD was trash. So I didn't even consider it. I was like, all right, I can get a laptop or I can get that. I'm just going to get the laptop. I bought the laptop, my friends, and that was a waste of money. And then the laptop, clearly, you know, everybody was like, no, man, you can't have a laptop. You got to have a desktop. So I immediately went and bought a 3060 Ti desktop because that was all you could get during the freaking, during the COVID freaking, during the COVID thing when like everything was being scalped and there was no products and stuff. So I ended up buying that. And you know, like my whole plan was, oh man, I got to get a 3080 because the 3080 is where I'm going to be good. And so when I finally could get in 3080, I actually got it at MSRP. I bought a 3080 10 gig and put it in that PC. And I would have got a 3080 12 gig, but unfortunately there was only two 8-pin power supply in that case for that pre-built. So that's what I put in there because all I could get was an HP pre-built. And looking back in hindsight, obviously that was stupid because it was a proprietary board, proprietary everything. So I couldn't upgrade that really any more than what I already had. So yeah, 3080 10 gig was my thing. So yeah, obviously my experience with the Nvidia, a lot of wasted money right there, learning some valuable lessons. That, okay, maybe Nvidia is, I didn't know how to take Nvidia at that point. I was pretty like, man, I'm about to just quit PC gaming. That's where I was. That's where my mindset was, is I was about to quit PC gaming. Like I was that mad. I was that annoyed with the Nvidia experience. And not only to mention that, like it's not self-explanatory on Nvidia. You literally, like there's color settings and stuff that if you don't know, you're never going to know. Like it took so long to finally know that, you know, or just being able to have those settings. Sorry, I need to plug this camera in so that it will hopefully not, so that hopefully I can keep using it on the battery. Maybe it will work, maybe it will not. Okay, maybe it will work. But that's the thing, guys. That's the thing. It's like I'd gotten so frustrated with the Nvidia experience because like here I am, like the feedback I'm getting is from everybody telling me, no, man, that is the best. The Nvidia is the best. AMD is trash. AMD is like, don't even worry about AMD. You just need Nvidia. And so I started to feel ripped off. Like, okay, so this was my mindset. I was like, so in order to get the experience that I want to get, I got to buy a $2,000 3090 to get a better experience than what I'm already getting on my consoles. Because at that point, Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 were still delivering a good experience on a 1440p monitor. So I'm like, you're trying to tell me that I got to spend this much money just to have this? And everybody's telling me, no, Frog, you got to get the 3090. You got to get the 3090 Ti. What if I would have bought a 3090 Ti? Then I would have been $2,000 into that card. And then what, a 7800 XT comes out and beats it? I'm like, dang, that sucks. So what did I do? I was about to quit PC gaming. This is no bullshit, dude. I was literally just going to be like, all right, I'm just going to stay with consoles. And then I saw AMD, two 8-pin power supply for the 7900 XT. I was like, you know what? I'm going to give AMD a chance because I'm like that. I have no problem trying the other thing. I was like, all right, let's try it. You know, PlayStation, Xbox, they both have AMD GPUs. So let's try it. Let's try RDNA 3. So I bought the card. Didn't fit my case. Ended up having to rebuild a whole brand new PC, getting a motherboard, power supply, everything. Had to redo the whole thing. I think the only thing I was able to keep and salvage was what, my SSD. I was able to salvage the SSD and maybe the I don't even think I was able to salvage the memory. I think I ended up having to buy, because it was only 16 gigs. So I ended up having to buy new memory. I ended up having to rebuild the whole PC from the ground up because the 7900 XT was too big for that case. So that's what I did. I built my whole brand new PC. Stayed on AM4 for a while. And so from the moment I started using Radeon 7900 XT, 20 gigs of VRAM, more power than a 3090, freaking just an overall better experience right out the gate. Right out the gate. Obviously, I bought the second most powerful card you could get from AMD. So obviously, it better be a good experience. And so I was so excited and so happy when I saw, like, wow, man, this is like amplifying the experience that I get on consoles. I was like, dude, this is incredible. So right there, like, AMD won me over and made me happy. Like, I was like, dude, I'm set. I'm good. I'm happy. And then I start making content about that, explaining the 3080 experience and the, from a consumer point of view, I felt ripped off. I felt like Nvidia is a scummy company because they were locking us out of new features. They were severely limiting our experience on the Nvidia platform significantly by not giving us enough VRAM to handle the newer games. I mean, you need a minimum of 12 gigs. 10 gigs was literally like Nvidia slapping me in the face, being like, ooh, I guess you should have spent more money, $500 more, and you would have had the 2 gigs. I'm like, really, dude, 500? So I started feeling right there. Like, I already started getting like this, man, Nvidia is just a trash company, man. They are, it is after using a 7900 XT, I'm like, is the experience on Nvidia really that much better? And so I started asking myself and challenging myself. And I get to a point where it's like, no, it's not. So that there kind of, hopefully that explains, some of that for Phoenix. But then we got Mr. Spratty, Webis Spratty. So now we got Spratty. He says, I don't think he's helping AMD. Do you? Because I quite liked my AMD until watching a lot of this stuff, and now I don't really care for it. So now we got Spratty, okay? I brought him on the channel. We talked. We had a good freaking conversation. And so you got this guy. He's got an amazing freaking 7900 XTX, the Sapphire. And then he's got, 4080. Does he have a 4080 or 4080 Super? One of those. Okay. So he has both of them. And I bought both of these cards myself too. And, out of everybody on the planet, Spratty was probably the one that I thought would probably be like the most like down to earth, but it doesn't seem like that anymore. Like the comments that he puts in here, like this right here, saying that now he doesn't really care for it. There are things on Nvidia or on AMD that are significantly better. That are I mean, like there's no question. There's significantly better things on the 7900 XTX over the 4080. There is, and that's not even the question. Now, if Spratty really does like and appreciate DLSS and DLSS4 more than FSR, that's his opinion, and that's fine, But to do exactly the opposite of content that I'm doing, and then come here and try to tell me that like he's making me hate it, like it's funny because him and other Nvidia guys in the community give me negative thoughts about Nvidia. Like, oh my gosh, these guys overhype this shit and I can't stand the experience sometimes. So I get where he's coming from. Like, I 100% get where he's coming from because he has that exact same, freaking like effect toward me, toward Nvidia. And so I guess I could see that. I don't understand, like how his opinion on AMD could make me negative towards Nvidia, but it's always like it makes me want to just jump into like proving them wrong or something mode, or yeah, I don't know. See, I personally am not as like partial to DLSS, and I'm not even partial to FSR. Like, I could give a shit about either one of them. Like, I think they both do what they got to do. Like, I sat here last night testing so many games, like just sitting here testing them with FSR and DLSS and FSR and DLSS, and like I'm looking at like Horizon remastered, and I'm playing this game, and I'm sitting there swapping back between them. And I'm like, does DLSS look significantly better than this? You know, I can get it ghosting in either one of them. I can get it ghosting, I can get it, you know, and I'm like, why is there so much emphasis on these damn upscalers when it comes to $1,000 plus GPUs? Like, in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm like they both look fine. They both look okay. DLSS looks a little bit sharper, a little bit crisper on this game. On this particular game, it looks a little bit sharper. But then I'm looking at the FSR version, and I'm like, this looks more natural to me. I like that little bit softer look. That's me. Like, it's really not as far apart as everybody tries to make it out to be. And that's probably what pisses me off the most, is because it's like, dude, these are upscalers. This is console level shit. And here we are fighting about this stuff over $1,000 GPUs. And I'm like, dude, like 90% of my coverage for AMD up until the PS5 Pro, I didn't even use the damn upscalers, guys. I bought a 3440 by 1440p monitor and specifically chose the 7900 XTX for that monitor. Like, the 4080 Super was fine. It was a good card. I haven't even never said anything negative about it. I just said that I prefer the AMD experience more than I did the Nvidia one. And taking those cards out and putting them in and taking it out, I just didn't want to break it. So I sold it. I sold it to somebody that was actually going to use it and get their money's worth out of it. Now, having a whole complete separate build like Spratty does, that's made things a lot easier for me to actually be able to get on here and look at Nvidia and then look at AMD faster, so that I can see the difference of what they're doing, and it's helping me try to form a better opinion of what's going on. I've invested a lot of money in this channel. I've invested a lot of money just to try to chase these fads that a lot of people tell me are true and tell me aren't, and so yeah, dude, I've spent a lot of money, so I do take it a lot more personally than a lot of other people do, probably. You know, you got to understand that as a content creator, when I make a video and I get 50 comments in one video, all, you know, pointed right at me about the same thing, yeah, it might seem like I tune them out because I just scroll through and I heart everything, but I read all this stuff. But I don't, but then I got to go to work and work my real job that actually provides me the income needed to buy this stuff. Look, that's more important. You know what I mean? Like, when I come home, and this is video games, guys. This is video games. And so I come home from work after working 8 hours a day, making my money, and I'm thinking about stuff that I want to make for content. And then I read like your guys' comments and stuff like in the morning before I start working. I don't remember to respond, you know, like I'm so ADD. I'm thinking of other stuff that I want to make. I hate getting bogged down with this type of content because I just want to show off my AMD stuff. So, Mr. Spratty, if you are hating AMD because of me, you should probably stop watching my channel, bro. You should. If I don't want you to hate your AMD experience, I don't want you to hate your Nvidia experience. I want you to be able to enjoy the products that you bought and have fun with them and find the best in both of them. It is tough, though. It is tough. Like, I get it. If you like one thing, it is very hard to appreciate another thing. Like me, I can appreciate DLSS in some games. Some games I actually prefer DLSS over FSR. But most of the time I just want enough power from my GPU to run a native experience. That's what I want. I personally would just like to see these games native resolution. A little bit of shimmer, stuff like that doesn't really bug me. And like I said, on both Nvidia and AMD, I can run Assassin's Creed Valhalla on this monitor at 100 plus frames a second with a pristine image quality. So I know it can be done, and I know both GPUs can look amazing on doing what I like to do. So yeah, if you can't find a way to love both of them, that sucks, man. That sucks. C5, buddy, C5, my little buddy. Your comment nails it. I think he is the negative stereotype of the AMD fan coping over FSR and RT. It's why AMD are not sending free GPUs. A lot of AMD guys call him out too because they are PC gamers and they will buy what's best for them. RJ The game has done more for me appreciating AMD than anyone so far. So has Spratty. They have both and actually give very level-headed takes on this. Well, C5, maybe you should watch their channels then. Honestly. I personally, bro, am giving you my experience. And when I get multiple comments about how Nvidia is better and thinking back at all the money I have put into Nvidia just in the last couple of years and never receiving that experience that everybody's sitting here talking about, while AMD has given that to me in spades, it's hard for me to not give you my honest take on it without caring about, because like, first of all, I don't care about the popular thought. I never have. I've always been that kind of against the grain kind of guy, and that's kind of what I always thought that being a man was, bro. You set out and you make your own you make your own way. I don't give a shit about what other people tell me that their little experience is. Like, I don't care what the popular thought is, because I can literally go through most of these comments on a daily basis and literally pick out the ones that are just regurgitating shit from other people. I can do that because, let's face it, most of the people that are, buying Nvidia cards are at a 3060 level, 4060 level, because they're coming from consoles, they're buying their first PC, and that's where they're at. You yourself, Mr. C5, were in the same boat that I was with the 3080 when we upgraded. I went AMD, you went Nvidia. You are 100% justifying your experience with Nvidia, just like I'm 100% justifying my experience with AMD. Do I like AMD better? Yeah. Do I? And like I've said multiple times, I've never gave a crap about the upscalers. I don't care about DLSS. Like, I really don't. In my opinion, I think in some games like Cyberpunk and other games, it takes away the experience that I feel like the natural, or the artist had naturally planned for those experiences. That's just me though. That's just me. I don't like Nvidia. I don't like DLSS in some games, like especially with Cyberpunk. For some reason, it makes that game look terrible to me. And I will admit, just so that everybody knows, that it really is dependent on time of day how good or bad DLSS 4 makes Cyberpunk look to me. Because I've sat in that same place now for multiple days, recording footage and stuff, and sometimes it looks incredible on DLSS. Like, sometimes it looks absolutely incredible. Sometimes it doesn't. But I mean, how do I make a video? How do I make a video praising DLSS 4 and AMD FSR in the same video without the same shit that I get told that I'm coping and all kinds of shit. And sometimes it just gets so annoying that it's like, why even respond to these people? Why even respond? You guys say that you're here to help and that you want to give me good advice and stuff like that. But it seems like, I guarantee it, if I was to turn around and be like, Nvidia, this is the best and blah, 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 and just completely forget AMD, I don't think I'd ever get another comment from you guys about AMD. I don't think I would ever get another negative comment from you guys. You guys probably would stop even watch the channel. You guys probably wouldn't even come anymore. You'd be like, whatever. Oh man, it sucks. Now he likes it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no winning with anybody out there. I can't make everybody happy. Trust me, I tried for a little while when I first started the channel, but now it's like, guess what, guys? I'm gonna give you my opinion on my experience, whether you like it or not. Whether it fits with your thing or not. And if you call me a shill, whatever. I'm a shill, bro. I'm a shill. Like, I pay for all this Nvidia stuff and all this AMD stuff just to shill these products. I spent thousands of dollars on Nvidia just to hate it. No, actually, this time I'm actually going out of my way to find the stuff that I absolutely love about Nvidia so that I can be less biased. Because yeah, like, as it sits right now, like, AMD is my preferred way to play. 90% of my stuff is my preferred way. All right, so RJ, the game, he has responded to C5. I appreciate that, dude. Yeah, I've done some more videos on DLSS 4 yesterday. I do think It's even making native TAA look worse. FSR actually does a better job than TAA native. Also, believe it or not, for me in Uncharted 4, interesting watch, I think FSR became more limited as graphics improved over time with special effects. FSR is better in the older games. I talk with RJ the game. Like we DM each other over on Twitter. I just so you guys know that. I do try to give access to the people in the community when they want it. You know, if they're really active in the community and they hit me up on Twitter, I usually will DM back with them. I have no problem being 100% open with the people in the community. And you could probably ask anybody in the community that has backdoor access to me that, yeah, my opinions behind closed doors as they are on camera, they don't change, they don't differ. I'm not being fake at all. Like I'm not fake. So that's one thing that I want everybody to know is I'm not fake. I'm not fake. I absolutely do prefer the AMD experience. I believe I have better colors, or it's easier. It's easier for me to get a color palette that I like, therefore saving me time with having to freaking fuck around with stupid filters and everything else to try to get a good experience. I can literally just turn on my game and start playing, and it looks good. Okay? I get better colors on AMD without any hassle. Period. No hassle. All I got to do is slide a slider until I like the way it looks. Boom, I'm done. Get to move on, get to play my game. With Nvidia, I got to try to set up every damn game, and it sucks, and it's miserable, and I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not uniform like I like on AMD. I feel like I get a better overall visual experience from the AMD GPUs. It's simple. It really is that simple. Like literally, it really is that simple. Like, let's see. Let me show you how simple it is. Alt R. Oh, let me see. Let me show you guys. Let me show you how simple it is. Alt R. And then you come over here and you click the little settings button. Let me just make sure you guys are not getting blurred out. So then you click the little settings button, and then you come right over here and it says display. You hit display. You go to the whatever monitor you're on. You know, you're on monitor 1. And then right here, saturation. I put it at 125 on my OLED because that looks incredible. Color temperature 65, brightness, hue, contrast, that's the only thing I touch is this, just a little bit, because I like a little bit more punchy colors. And boom, it's done. It's that simple. It's literally that simple. That gives me the overall colors that I like on an OLED display. Nothing else has changed. Like that's it. That's all I do. That's how simple it is on the AMD experience for me to get the colors that I want. It's nothing like there's no. I don't got to get into control panel. I don't got to switch it from full to whatever. None of that stuff. None of that. Like my AMD cards auto detect my screens and give me the best color. 10-bit. Boom, already done. Don't even have to. I don't even have to look for it. I didn't have to look in 5 different apps to find one freaking setting. It's right there. It's simple. It's simple, and I appreciate that because it saves me time to do more of what I love to do. Nvidia seems like a hassle most of the time, but I have a full new build that I can sit and play around with it and still be able to just have my experience. FSR is always at its best on PlayStation games, Spready. It must just receive a better implementation of the game. See, that's not even gonna. I'm not even gonna. That's just one of those things that I'm just like, whatever, dude, whatever. He doesn't even give FSR the time of day. He doesn't. I guarantee it. He turns it on, looks at it for 30 seconds, and is like, "Ugh, that's ugly. I'm getting out of here." And that's fine. Like whatever. I like that little bit of persistence blur. I like the way it kind of blurs out the image a little bit to make things. It gives me a better 3D pop. To me, it pops better on 3D, man. Like it just looks better. So it's like, if you don't like FSR or AMD, fine, dude. I'm not here to try to tell you. I'm an influence, brah. I'm just trying to influence like everybody else influences. RJ, I would do that, but there was somebody else that I wanted to get to. I think it's usually apart from Ratchet and Clank, and those special effects can I handle with the game. No problems, honestly. But then Richard Perry. So I'm just trying to give each one of you guys like your main thing, because I want to try to be fair. So Richard Perry says, Richard Perry 7946. It's comments like these that should wake him up, but he is a lost cause. So I'm a lost cause, guys, because I like AMD, and that's the way I take it. I like AMD, so I'm a lost cause. I'm a coper. I'm a shill. I'm every negative thing in the book because I prefer AMD. And I talk about AMD like other content creators talk about Nvidia. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. Now, if you really think that I'm a lost cause, then, you know, I'm grateful that you actually watch the content and that you stop by. But, you know, if I'm just a lol cow to you, it is what it is, man. Like, I think I've spent enough money on AMD and Nvidia to be able to give you a fair appraisal. And if you go back and you watch other content creators like Daniel Owens or Vex or any of these other guys that used to self-fund before they started getting free GPUs, their opinions on AMD was significantly better. Why? Because they had to buy the stuff themselves, and they ended up once or twice having to buy an AMD card to deliver their experience because they couldn't afford the Nvidia experience. And so they build up a good thing. But then when they start getting free Nvidia GPUs, then the word DLSS is so overused in their videos that it's like, okay, why the hell are we talking about an upscaler for $1,000 GPU? Like, we shouldn't need that for at least 4 to 5 years, right? Am I correct in my assessment that, like, you don't buy $1,000 GPU to use DLSS day one? Like, maybe my way of thinking about this is completely wrong. Maybe I should just shut up, fall in line, and start sycophanting over upscalers because, hey, man, I kind of feel like you shouldn't even need an upscaler for $1,000 GPU. That's where I base all my opinion from, guys. I don't think you should have to use an upscaler with $1,000 GPU. I don't. I really don't. And if you have to, the more you have to use that to play games at like on my 7900 XTX, to play games at 4K, it's almost like you have to use it 50% of the time. So it's that there like starts to devalue that freaking card. The more you have to turn on FSR or DLSS, it's like, why are you paying $1,000 for that? Like, you're essentially, you can just go buy a PS5 Pro for $700 and use an upscaler, dude. Like what's the point? Like, that's, if you want an upscaled image, bro, just go buy a PS5 and save yourself some money. You get 60 frames a second. You get a decent looking 4K image. You're paying $1,000 just for a GPU to wrap around another $1,500 to play the games. So yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and like, I'm not gonna sit here and praise freaking features that these companies are hiding behind to give you performance that you're paying good money for. I'm not gonna sit here and like, I'm not going to sit here and praise these things that give you the performance that you're paying for. That's crazy. That's crazy. I think, man, I'm sorry, Richard. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm doing my best, man, to try to figure things out in my own mind. But to me, that just sounds crazy. Like, is that really what we're supposed to do? Is like that's the baseline? We're paying $1,000 to use an upscaler? I don't know, man. I don't know. Phoenix also, I want everybody to notice how this guy, okay. I want everyone to notice how this guy completely ignores comments criticizing him, doesn't reply to them, and if he does, it's with 1 to 2 words, and you always see his replies under comments which trash Nvidia. Okay, how often do I get comments that trash Nvidia versus the comments that I get of people criticizing me? Phoenix, I've never on this channel claimed to be a tech expert. Never. Not one time. I've always said that I am a consumer just like you. I pay for this stuff with my own money. and I give you my honest opinion on it. I've been yelled at, told that so many times for liking Xbox or for liking freaking AMD or for liking something. Like I said, dude, I'm an actual man. I can buy this stuff myself. I can make it my own opinion. I don't need Digital Foundry or anybody else to tell me that, to yell at me in all caps that Nvidia is better, that it's a better value. To me, it's not a good value. Nvidia is not a good value for the prices that you pay for it. And I feel like with Nvidia shipping out these free 5090s to everybody, that you can't even buy them right now, shipping out these free high-end cards, it taints the I think it taints the overall freaking experience. I think it taints the overwhelming praise for Nvidia products when we all know that Phoenix, you wouldn't go out and buy a 4060 or a 5060. We all know that most Nvidia fans, we know this, that most Nvidia fans know that if they want the true Nvidia experience, they have to shell out the real bucks. And everybody else in between just buys what they can afford. Because if everybody was true Nvidia guys, they would have 5090s. They'd have 4090s. But no, man. So I don't ignore you. It's just there's so much of it that I'm just like how do you know? Most people are just trolls about it. Most people are just literally trolls about it. And when I'm sitting there in the morning reading through 100+ comments, yeah, dude, be lucky you get a heart. Seriously, man. And then some people, I do respond to them. Yeah, when they agree with me, or when they give me a good comment and a sea of freaking trash, nice, man. I'll reply back to it. And then sometimes, yeah, dude, if you get 1 to 2 words, be happy with that, man. Like, that's valuable time that I'm sitting there waking up an hour, 2 hours before I need to be to work to read your guys' comments. Be lucky I even do that. Most content creators don't even read your shit after the first couple of hours. They don't even care. They move on and they move right on over to the next video. At least I care enough about my community to actually read your comments and give you a heart. Oh yeah. And then Fanatec says, this is my issue. He ignores comments completely. He hearts them and moves on. He listens to nothing any of us say, but he seems to bring up Nvidia bros all the time. We have all tried to give him advice, but he takes zero of it. I agree. Embarrassment to the AMD community. Well, how the hell? I mean, I just explained the whole thing for that, Fanapants, but look, Spratty literally created a channel to combat me. RJ, he's got his own channel out there too. C5, he literally just sticks around because he likes to be part of the echo chamber of Nvidia. And I don't know, Richard Perry, he's always just like what the hell do you guys expect from me, man? Like what the fuck do you guys want from me? Seriously. You want me to just go throw my AMD shit away and start fucking deep throating fucking Nvidia? Like, what do you want from me? I don't give a fuck about Nvidia. I don't care. Like, I literally don't give a shit about Nvidia to the point that you guys do. AMD gets the job done for me. I pay less money for that. I'm okay with that. Like, I don't give a shit about your stupid fucking upscalers. I really don't care about upscalers. I got a 7900 XTX that I play on a 3440 by 1440p monitor without a fucking upscaler. I don't get it. I don't know what you guys want from me, man. Like, seriously, if you guys want to go make your channels and do whatever you want, do it, man. Handle that shit. Show me how to do it, bro. Show me how to do it. Show me how to get on my knees for Nvidia and yeah, show me how to do it, bro. Because I'm a grown ass fucking man. I ain't getting on my knees for any of these fucking companies. Like, show me how it's done, bro. You guys sit here and tell me that I'm wrong. No. Maybe you just have unrealistic expectations and you guys like that glossed over look that the DLSS gives you. Handle that shit, bro. Go pay your $1,500 for your 5080s. Go pay your fucking $2,700 for your 5090s, man. Go pay your $1,200 for your 5070 Ti's. I'll pay my $850 or $750 or whatever it is for my 9070 XT to make content for the people that are actually interested in seeing what AMD can do. Do I get everything right? No, but at the end of the day, yeah, I don't even know what to say, man. You guys keep coming here, and it's the same people that demand you be heard, and I'm like, okay, you guys keep telling me this shit. I keep making content the way that I make it, and the channel keeps growing. Maybe you guys are just a minority. Like, what do you want me to think, man? Maybe you guys are just a loud minority that refuses to listen to anything I say because you know better. And why wouldn't you? Like, shit, your experiences are your experiences. Why the hell are you, like, if you know better, why are you watching me? Dude, I've only been PC gaming for 3 years, and I can already tell you that this shit's a fucking scam. PC gaming's a scam, bro. They are ripping us off left and freaking right, bro. Left and right. And you guys keep buying this shit. I keep buying this shit. Why? Because we're addicted to video games. So we keep buying this shit. But at the end of the day, man, hey, dude, I think AMD does just good enough for me. Just good enough for me. It's just good enough. And it's cheaper. So, like, why wouldn't I want to save a couple bucks, bro? I have to pay for this shit myself, and I still got to buy all the games and all this other stuff. But yeah, after the 9070 XT, I'm done buying. I'm not buying any more of this shit, dude. I'm not buying any more of this shit. I'm gonna buy the 9070 XT because I want to see the I want to see the FSR4 so I can finally be like, okay, do I care about upscalers? But I can already tell you it's going to be the same. But yeah, I'm going to buy a 9070 XT and then I'm done. I'm not buying any more Nvidia shit, bro. Like, this 4070 Super is going to last me until it dies, bro. Until it dies. Yeah, I just don't even care. Like, it does what I need it to do as long as it will play at 1440p for a while. I don't care, but I'm done buying Nvidia. You guys haven't been able to convince me, nor has Nvidia been able to convince me, and I'm not paying that ridiculous markup for this Nvidia shit this generation, dude. Nope, it's all you. You guys can have it. I got this 4070 Super pre-built at a decent price where I can live with that. So yeah, there we go. That's my honest opinion on it. If you guys want the Nvidia stuff, go buy it, dude, but I'm not going to hype that crap up, dude. I'm not hyping up any of these freaking upscalers. Like, why would I do that? No, Nvidia AMD 7900 XTX gives me the native experience that I want. So that's where I'm at. So, all right, guys, if you like this content, do not forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.